Hi, established kids. How are you? I hope you've had a great week. The Skinner kids have been doing lots of fun things at home. They've been doing lots of arts and crafts. They collected some nature and we decorated them. And we've just been enjoying the beautiful weather. I hope you have too. This week we are going to be reading another book from the same collection that we've read before. It's called Goodbye to Goodbyes. Now, saying goodbye is often really sad, and this is quite a sad book, but it has a happy ending. I'm excited to read it to you. The author is Lauren Chandler, and again, the illustrator is Catalina Echeverry, the same as the other books. So this story is a true story about Jesus, Lazarus, and an empty tomb. But this time it's not Jesus' empty tomb. So this is a story of a miracle that Jesus performed before he was crucified on the cross. So it comes before the Easter story that you've been learning about. In the little town of Bethany, there lived a man named Lazarus. He had two sisters, Mary and Martha. Martha loved to throw a party. Who else likes having parties? I do. Mary loved to sit and listen. Lazarus loved his two sisters. And they were all friends with a man named Jesus. But one day Lazarus got sick. He went to bed sick and he woke up sick. Martha and Mary looked after him, but Lazarus got worse and worse. So, in the middle of the night, Martha had an idea. I know, said Martha. I will tell our friend Jesus. He can help. And do you think he can help? I think so. Martha thought about all Jesus had done. He made the blind people see. The man saying, I can see. He made the deaf people hear. Ba, cluck, ee-oh. He can hear all the animals. He made people who had been sick walk, jump, run, and leap for joy. He could make Lazarus well. So she and Mary sent a message to Jesus. Do you think they texted him or emailed him? No. They wrote him a letter. Lord Jesus, our brother Lazarus, the friend that you love, is sick. Come quickly. It took 2 days for Martha's message to reach Jesus. Somebody had to take it on a donkey. Not on an airplane or a car, on a donkey. And when Jesus heard his friend was very, very sick, what do you think he did? Well, he did nothing. He just stayed. Did nothing. That's right. He didn't ride the first donkey to Bethany. He didn't run until his side hurt. For 2 whole days, he stayed right where he was. Why? Seems very bizarre. Jesus told his disciples, our friend Lazarus is very sick, but this illness won't end with Lazarus being dead. He won't have to say goodbye forever. I have a plan. Phew, Jesus had a plan. But what is it? Then, at last, Jesus and his disciples headed to Bethany. Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, Jesus announced, but I'm on my way to wake him up. The disciples looked at each other. Did they hear him right? Lazarus was sleeping. Couldn't Mary and Martha wake him up? Jesus knew their questions. He looked at them and said, Lazarus has died. Dead? How could this be? Didn't Jesus say that Lazarus would not die? Didn't he say they wouldn't have to say goodbye forever? What happened to his plan? Let's see. Every step to Bethany felt heavier and heavier. Their hearts sank deeper and deeper. They were sad their friend had died. They didn't even get to say goodbye to him. Here they are thinking about all the times that they had with him. 4 days after Lazarus had died, Jesus and his disciples finally arrived. Martha came running to meet them. Her face was sad. Her eyes were red. She must have been doing a lot of crying, as you would. Lord, she gasped, if only you had been here, Lazarus would not have died. But I know nothing is impossible with you, even after someone's died and we've said our forever goodbyes. You're right, Martha, Jesus said. There is a day coming when we will say goodbye to saying goodbyes forever. Do you believe that? Martha nodded. Yes, I believe you, Jesus. I know you are the Son of God, and I know you always do what you promise. You will end all our goodbyes forever. She's still really sad though. Martha went and fetched Mary. Mary was so sad. She's lying in bed. The brother she loved was gone. She would never hug him again. She would never eat with him again. She would never see his face again. Jesus saw her tears, and then it happened. His heart broke. He knew what he was about to do. He knew Lazarus' goodbye wasn't forever, but his heart broke for his friends. When they reached Lazarus' tomb, Jesus cried too. They cried and cried and cried because they'd had to say a forever goodbye. But then Jesus stopped crying and said, "Take away the stone." And they're looking at him shocked. Martha told him there might be a horrible smell. Jesus said, "You need to believe me." So they took away the stone. Then he yelled like a lion's mighty roar, "Lazarus, come out!" And he did. Look. And look at Mary and Martha and all the other people. They're so shocked and they've got big smiles on their faces. And Jesus is happy too. Jesus kept his word. Lazarus being sick didn't end with him being dead. It ended with him alive, even after he died, after they'd had to say goodbye. Mary, Martha, Lazarus and Jesus were together again. Martha threw a party. Mary laughed and listened. Lazarus was glad to be alive. But then the time came for Jesus to say goodbye. He hugged the friends that he loved and said, "Goodbye for now, but not forever." Jesus had to go to Jerusalem, where he would be the one to say goodbye and die. And then, like Lazarus, walk out of a tomb alive. And after that, Jesus said goodbye again because he was going back to heaven. It was sad for Jesus' friends to say goodbye, but they would see him again in the land that lay after their dying, in the land where there are no more goodbyes, not ever. Do you know what that land's called? It looks like a very happy place. Everybody's enjoying being together. They're dancing, they're eating, they're hugging. They're having a great time. We all have to say goodbye sometimes. Some of them are short goodbyes. You're just going for a walk and you're coming back later. Some are long. Sometimes a friend of Jesus who we love gets sick and we're sad. Sometimes, because they die, we have to say goodbye. It feels like a forever goodbye. Jesus knows it is sad to say goodbye, so Jesus came to end goodbyes. And one day, Jesus and all his friends will say goodbye to goodbyes forever.